Okay, so thank you everyone. As Stuart said, I'm here representing Cann Group today, which is a medicinal cannabis company listed on the ASX. There are some forward-looking statements in this preso, so just bear in mind they are estimates only. Thanks. The font's gone a bit weird there. Sorry about that. Cann Group. So who are we? We were established 10 years ago and in 2014, and we were issued with Australia's first cannabis research licence and cannabis cultivation licence to grow and produce cannabis for medicinal purposes early in 2017. Our flagship Mildura production facility was fully commissioned in 2022. It's a world-class facility with a level of automation and sophistication that sets Cann apart from its competitors. Cann is now successfully producing year-round medicinal cannabis and has cemented strong customer relationships and branding, providing it with the leading edge in the market today. So let's just take a look at the facility. It's located in regional Victoria, Mildura, to be precise, and it is arguably the most technologically advanced indoor full GMP medicinal cannabis cultivation and manufacturing facility in the Southern Hemisphere. It boasts 34,000 square metres of microclimate controlled glasshouse space, of which approximately 7,000 of that is roughly 20% is fully functional and operational today, which is known as zones 1 and 3. And you can kind of see the different shade in the roof there, which is those zones. Because it's indoor, we have year-round production. We've invested heavily in automation, as I mentioned, with plant movement conveyors and propagation systems and automated filling machines. We also have our own chemistry and microbiology labs. We produce our own unique soft gel capsules, which is a leading product in the market, and that's using our patented SatiFarm technology. So the next couple of slides look at, well, where do we get these plants? Our R&D team is focused on identifying new cultivars with optimal growth characteristics, which can be transferred from our R&D facility in Melbourne to our Mildura facility to enhance our product portfolio. In deciding what cultivars we take forward into production, we evaluate patient desirables such as flavour, bud aesthetics, consistency, terpene levels, and potency. It's quite a unique drug where it's manufactured to what the patient wants. We have two methods of cultivar development. Our first is our own breeding program that we do, and that's developed in collaboration with AgVic, which is what's known as our CRADA program. And our second method is via our seed importation and phenotyping program, which is where we target leading breeders out of North America, which really California and the likes really are leading the way in this space. Genetics have been sourced as traceable breeder packs from various breeders, as I mentioned, to guarantee authenticity in a market which, fair to say, is dominated by inauthentic and copycat genetics. We have already completed our first cycle of patient assessment desirables from these packs, and our second import of 20 new strains is slated for commercial release in December this year, so not far away. The next slide just takes a look at our product portfolio. So firstly, we supply medicinal cannabis to patients in Australia via the authorised prescribers and SASB approval pathway. We have a diverse product portfolio with various delivery forms that include dried flower, oils, vapes, capsules, and the like. Most of those forms also come with various THC and CBD combinations. Our sales are primarily led by our Botanitech brand, which is sold, it's the second in from the left, sold in 10-gram dried flower jars, Now, those, we have to pixelate the branding on this, that's why it looks a bit weird. And secondly, our SatiFarm, which again is pixelated, is our soft gel capsule patented technology, which is also going very well at the moment. In addition to that, we have white label customers, so far left, where we sell flour and oils, and we also have just bulk dried flower And an example is just a 1 kilo foil pack there, but we can sell it in 50 kilos, 100 kilo lots, whatever the demand is, to other manufacturers, distributors, compound pharmacies, and the like. In addition to our products, we also leverage our GMP facility. So we do contract growing for other suppliers of cannabis using either our genetics that we potentially don't want to take into our brands, or we can also contract grow using their own genetics. We also have contract packing services where we can do handfill or automated fill capabilities. And more recently, we've launched our contract lab services to leverage our GMP, fully certified GMP lab. The next few slides just take a look at the medicinal cannabis market and talk to some of the growth drivers therein. It's estimated today that approximately 2 to 2.4 million Australians use more than 650 tonnes of cannabis each year, both legally and illegally. Of that, it's estimated that legal medicinal cannabis market is now exceeding 100, and in fact, updated data suggests that's closer to 200 tonnes per year. So the current MC value is estimated to be between 500 and 700 million at a patient level, which is growing 25% year on year to date. Now, some of the growth drivers going forward for this market include there's definitely an improved perception of the role of medicinal cannabis in treating a variety of medical conditions. There's also, in conjunction with that, an improving reputation of Australian local grown cannabis, which is leading to an increased number of prescribers, which provides greater patient access. The TGA and regulation law changes. The TGA have, to be fair, been a bit slow in assisting this market, but however, they are starting to get behind looking at what they can do to restrict some of the cheaper imports that are allowed to flood our shores, to be blunt. There's changes to driving laws that are allowing prescribed use of medicinal cannabis, and there's improved representation of local growers to government, helping drive some of that change. A further driver is increasing product diversity, both in delivery forms and THC CBD combinations, making medicinal cannabis more attractive to a wider patient group. Some of the examples include aged care setting, where the capsule form is very appealing. We've got increased forms of non-inhalation products like gummies, which make it more easier to use, more practical to use. And more generally, we're seeing an increase of people, recreational users, switching to prescribed medicinal cannabis because it's just better quality, better consistency, even though it is obviously more expensive. And the export markets, they remain and will always be a good source of revenue opportunity for Cann, particularly UK, Germany and Poland, which are readily accessible today. And in fact, Cann already has the permits to export into Germany. We've been through that process. So just trying to apply what Cann's good at and to overlay that into that market. We're definitely well placed with our leading Botanitech brand. It's gaining traction. And there's also this growing demand, as I mentioned, for locally grown, high quality product, which that's what Cann does. That's what we're good at. We have a strong knowledge of and reputation with regulatory agencies, e.g. the TGA and ODC. We've got experienced staff in cultivation in particular, manufacturing and commercial. We have obviously a full cultivation and GMP manufacturing capabilities on site for dry flower, and we can produce today up to 10 tonne per annum in those two zones that I mentioned, and I'll get to that. I'll talk to that in a bit. We've got established pathways to market already through our brand, through our white label customers, and we are gaining market share. We've tried to diversify our product portfolio. So we have a number of different strains. We have a number of products, and we also within those have a number of combinations. We also importantly have a long-term affiliation with La Trobe University and AgVic for our R&D program. And it is important because it ensures that we stay relevant and can meet what the market is demanding at the time. So a little bit more on our financials and strategy, I guess. Before I turn to FY25, just a quick recap on 24 for those of you who know the story. The revenue is 15.7, up 12% on last year. Production 4.4 tonnes. That's dried flour weight, by the way, up 100% on last year. We are still in scale-up mode. Hopefully that's evident, and therefore we are still loss-making, which is demonstrated by the OPEX ratio there and the EBITDA loss. But importantly, they are both improving, and these are the 4 metrics that we will be actively measuring and reporting against going forward. So FY25, we do have a very clear growth plan to deliver EBITDA positive in this financial year. The focus will very much continue to be on providing consistent quality inhalable flour that meets patient expectations in terms of terpene levels, aromas, aesthetics and things like that. We will continue to broaden our Botanitech range via our new plant cultivars that I've previously mentioned. Some of those are already in production and others are coming soon. And we'll continue to run with our non-inhalable range, such as oils, vapes and capsules. And in fact, our capsules, we're launching a new THC, CBD and THC standalone version in December. Whilst we do all of that, we will continue to make focus and have a tight control on spend. We have done a restructure this year and removed more than 3 million per annum of cost base out of the business. And that's actually made us a lot more efficient and focused. So we will continue to watch that space. This is probably the key slide of the entire presentation. It is a bit busy, but the graph on the left demonstrates that we're only in the 3rd bar in so far, given our facility was only up and running in 2022. So very much in scale mode. By FY25, we'll get to 5.5 tonnes and we'll get to our 10-tonne capacity in FY27, at which point we will be cash flow positive. And that is using only zones 1 and 3, which the picture on the right tells you. We have a further 8 zones that are under glass, that have irrigation, that have power, that have a lot of the infrastructure, but are not fully fitted out today. But that's the growth opportunity in the story. That obviously requires further investment. And so just a quick look at the outlook for Cann. Obviously, the shorter term is getting to that 10-tonne reliable production per year. And with that, firstly, delivering EBITDA positive, then cash flow positive. And whilst we will do that by extending our portfolio to meet market demands via our R&D program. And then in the medium term, we can also look to expanding our existing facility into those further 8 zones, likely not all at once. It will be a staged approach. And lastly, why would you invest in Cann today? Well, hopefully you can see it as a growth story. We have world-class R&D program, world-class GMP facility that's operational and a really strong, having stepped in an executive role in March, the team are impressive. They definitely are very knowledgeable in this space. We have diversified our product stream to deliver revenue growth, and the market is growing. There's plenty of it, both here domestically and internationally, for us to have a good story. Thank you.